August 3rd, 2012.
No, honey. Go on.
She's fine. Playing the Masque of the Red Death with Steve on the left and Erik on the right. You can't see any faces because they're camera shy. Oh wait, good. Sounds off. All right, Steve. Tell us very briefly. Just give a basic description of your character, like kind of what he looks like and his name. You don't have to go into the background stuff.
His name is Robert James Blair. He's 6 foot tall.
He's an explorer, right?
Yes, he is an explorer. He worked some as a scout for the military when they were hunting Indians.
Okay. 6 foot tall?
6 foot tall, brown hair, brown eyes.
Okay. What's his charisma? Is he kind of average looking?
He's a rough looking individual.
What is his charisma?
He's an 8 for his charisma. He's got a lot of facial hair.
Okay. That's good.
That
big beard. Beards are in.
It's not a big bushy beard, but he does have a beard, and oftentimes it does get kind of wild and a little.
Okay. Right now, how's it look? Well, it's probably very nicely trimmed right now.
It's trimmed up right now because of the situation.
Okay.
His hair is probably longer than it should be.
Yeah. Victorian. Well, Victorian hair could get pretty long. Victorian hair.
He weighs about 187 pounds, so he's about.
So you don't know the ounces.
No, I don't know the ounces.
About 187. That's a lot. That's a lot of play in there, Steve. That whole pound. There.
He's got very well broken in boots on.
Okay. Are you kind of listening to this, Erik?
Plain.
Not at all.
Plain breeches.
Doesn't care.
Plain pants.
I care. I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to describe yourself. So keep all this in mind.
He's got a long sleeve shirt on.
Okay.
That's threadbare in a few spots. No, he's not wearing a suit.
Jacket.
He doesn't own a suit.
Not a tie or anything like that?
No, he doesn't own a tie, doesn't own a jacket. I mean, he owns like a coat, you know.
Like a big heavy coat.
A big heavy coat,
okay.
Yeah. He probably has that with him.
You got a name yet, Erik?
Unless...
Oh, do you? Awesome.
Unless it's restricted, he will actually have his knife with him. Unless
it probably would not be restricted.
Okay.
Carrying like a rifle or something would be.
Well,
but
yeah.
I don't think a knife on his belt would be.
He's got a backpack with all of his stuff in it, which is probably in the baggage car.
Yeah, it'll end up being in the baggage car.
The baggage
so just
car.
a backpack. He doesn't have like a regular suitcase.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't have any kind of fancy luggage.
Now, the cash that you got at the beginning of the game, has he got all that with him? Is some of it tucked away in a bank somewhere?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in banks.
Okay. Erik, what's your doctor's name?
The doctor's name is Johann Jacob Heintz. He goes by Jacob.
H-E-I-N-Z?
I'm sorry, Heintz. H-E-I-N-T-Z.
T-Z.
Yeah, Heintz.
Johann,
like
Y-O-H-A-N-N?
Heinz is just Heinz.
That's Heintz. He's Heintz.
I know.
Johann, Y-O-H-A-N-N?
No, J-O-H-A-N-N.
J-O-H-A-N-N. Okay, and then Jacob is just Jacob.
Yep.
Okay, great.
He's,
what's his nationality?
he writes. He's actually Pennsylvania Dutch. His family.
Oh, very cool. I like that.
He's from Pennsylvania originally, but he now practices. Well, he's just finished. Well, probably didn't just finish school, but he practices medicine in Maryland.
Okay.
But his family part of his family moved from Pennsylvania to Ohio. His sister did. She married and moved with her husband to Ohio.
Very cool.
Who works for the Pinkerton Detective Agency. All right.
I like that. How old is he? That's one thing I forgot.
He's 30.
He's 30.
So fairly old.
And Steve's 32.
32.
Okay. We're both old men.
You probably haven't. Let's see. Medical. Did he go to college to get his medical degree, or is he more of a?
I'd like to think he did.
Okay. No. Yeah. That's.
I mean.
So he's probably only been a doctor for 2 or 3 years.
Maybe. Yeah. I was going to say
because you got 4 years of college and 4 years of med school, and then I don't know in 1890 if he had to do quite as much, but
he's a fairly clean looking guy. I mean, he's not unattractive, but you know, he's not like devastatingly handsome or anything. He's just an average guy. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Okay.
He's very slight build. He's about 5'9", 170 pounds.
Okay.
Needs to be a little lighter.
Slim-ish.
Probably needs to be a little lighter even.
No. He married? Is he married?
No, he is not.
That's a good question.
No,
you're not
Robert
either.
Is not married.
No, he is
not. But he's got a sister who she is married.
He's not married, but he is courting a young woman in Maryland.
Very nice. Is he from Baltimore?
He is. Well, he's in Baltimore now. Yes, I mean
that's
like I said, he's from Pennsylvania, but yes,
most recently. Okay, well, that's cool.
But yeah, like I said, blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'9", 170. Dress is very nice if I can have enough money to afford it. I mean, obviously,
I've given you clothes. You can have the clothes for free.
Obviously,
so he's in a nice, decent
obviously
suit.
It's Christmas time, so he's in a nice suit. He has a overcoat with a fur collar.
Okay. Hat. He definitely would have a hat. You'd have a hat too.
And
his is beat up.
He also has a watch
hat,
like a fedora.
He also carries a watch and a pocket watch, and if he can, he tries to keep his physician's bag with him.
Yeah, they would allow you to keep that on the train. Actually, knowing that you're a physician is probably something they would. When they found that out, they would be happy to let you have your physician's bag. Your other luggage is in the baggage car.
Yeah.
And probably Christmas presents.
Yes.
Are you guys? You're not. So you probably got several Christmas presents that are in a box or something.
Yes.
A wooden box, most likely.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
What?
I have 4. So it's for my wife. For my sister, her husband, and their 2 children.
Okay, cool. And you're going to start with maximum hit points, Erik. So for a tradesman, that's going to be 6.
Okay.
Oh, I get +1, so I get 11.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Does your AC, does that change based on anything?
Your AC is only based on dex, so you're going to start with an AC of 10.
So, yeah,
with firearms, AC is less important because bullets go right through armor, so it's worthless to have unless somebody comes at you with some kind of a knife or something.
Basically.
Yes, Steve, you're going to be allowed. You're allowed to keep your knife on your belt. You're under strict orders. Essentially, don't threaten anybody with it. Blah blah blah. It's the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. It leaves Baltimore on Tuesday, December 23rd, 1890 at 6:10 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. From Baltimore to Cincinnati, it's 400 miles. Tickets cost $12 one way, $24 round trip. I'm taking you got a one-way ticket because then you're going to continue on west.
I don't know how long I'm going to stay.
Yeah. Whereas you've got a round ticket. It's expected it'll take about 15 hours for the trip. You said you brought a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's in the baggage car.
Yeah, with my
my
backpack.
Yeah,
my only luggage.
You two, the Christmas season makes it. The train is very crowded, and you're both pressed to find a seat, and you end up sitting with each other on the train. You would have seen when you got on that it consists of 3 engines. There's a huge snowplow affixed to the front. Baggage car next, then a dining car, and 5 Pullman sleeper cars. You guys are seated towards the middle, in the middle sleeper car of the 5. Here we go. And here's some flavor text. Ooh. And let's make sure everything is running. Yes. Finally settled in your seat after pressing through crowds of holiday travelers for what seems like hours, you allow yourself a deep breath and begin to relax. Your seat is upholstered in fine cloth, and the chandelier in the ceiling over the aisle gives a comforting, warm light. A fold-down bunk over your head is exquisitely decorated, and the well-dressed porters are moving down the aisle with graceful efficiency. Pullman cars are ornately decorated, inside and out, and sumptuously furnished. The main chamber of the car consists of 12 compartments of 2 facing seats, a row of 6 compartments on either side of the car. These seats fold together to form the lower bunk, while an upper berth folds down from the ceiling of the car. This is at night. Curtains are pulled around each bunk for privacy. A gas chandelier hangs from the aisle between each pair of compartments. At the forward end of the main compartment, a curtain leads into a narrow hallway linked to the car entrance. The hall bends around the smoking room and ends before the door leading to the vestibule between cars. At the rear end of the sleeping compartment, a second curtain opens into another hallway, which leads to the rear vestibule, identical to the forward one. A door in this hallway leads to the drawing room. Smoking room is for men only. Drawing room can be used by anybody. And then, of course, further forward, you've got your dining car. They won't be serving a meal till morning. It's late enough at night that they're not going to be serving you guys. And the train pulls out of the station almost, according to your watch, Erik, almost exactly on time at 6:10 when it was supposed to leave, and starts chugging through the falling snow westward. So you two guys are seated across from each other, and if you would like to do any role play this time, we can, or we can just blow it off and move on. I don't have any train moving noises sounds. Unfortunately. That's what I was looking for, but I couldn't find any. I should have actually looked online before the game.
I'll just look around at all the fancy finery and just kind of.
Some people are dressed very nicely. Other people are dressed kind of like you. All the berths are full. All the seats are full, but there's somebody everywhere. The gentleman sitting across from you he's wearing a nice suit. He's taken off his coat. It looks to be very relatively expensive. What kind of hat? You have a bowler?
I'd like to be better than that.
There's nothing wrong with a bowler. What do you want?
I was thinking about getting one of those silk top hats.
You got a top hat.
But the bad thing is I didn't really roll that great for money, so it's probably like I've blown all my money just on like clothes and stuff. I'm not kidding you. I mean, seriously.
I didn't even have to buy clothes, Erik.
I know, but I'm looking at it in real, like, for real. It's like,
okay.
you know, if I bought some of this stuff, it's like, man, I'm going through my cash.
Yeah, you can have a top hat.
You know,
That's more formal wear, but...
well, I figured you're going home for the holidays. I mean, you're going home for...
yeah. He's laid this top hat down on it beside him. Did you even take off your hat?
No,
Trains
actually.
are kind of a either-or kind of
Well,
thing.
because I'm going to kind of lean back in my seat and just pull my hat down.
Well, now what they're going to do is, in a little while, you notice they will have the bunks folded down. You guys will each get one, top or bottom. They'll lower the lights in here.
Sure, but I'm tired now.
That's fine. I'm just telling you, you've been on trains before. You kind of know the routine. Same with you, Erik. You've probably done some traveling, so especially if you've got a sister in Ohio, you've gone to visit her a few times. You have relatives up there in the same area, so you come to visit. So the train pulls out of the station, chugging along. There are glass windows. It's heated in the place.
I'll take my big old coat off then.
Yeah, and you notice he's wearing just kind of
big long coat.
A big long coat, but under it he's just got a shirt and
Probably
pants.
He's probably got some stains on it in a spot or two.
Probably some kind of day laborer, as far as you can tell. there is kind of a class structure in the Victorian era. It doesn't mean you have to adhere to it or be snobbish or anything like that, but it exists. So, wow.
Yeah, shaking everything big
This
time.
thing is shaking. I'm gonna move this over here. I don't think it shakes that much. No, it's probably this box.
Well, yeah, you got it on a cardboard box.
Well, usually it's on my GM screen.
Right.
So. But I'm a DM tonight. Oh yeah, Dungeon Master. Anyway, is there going to be any conversation between you two guys?
There might be. I don't know that I would go out of my way to strike up conversation with
Erik. You gonna talk?
We are in. I'm sorry, I was trying to write some stuff down and I missed some of the conversation or missed some of the description. Are we in our own? Is it kind of like, I hate to be so little cheesy, but is it like the Hogwarts train? Do we have like our own little compartment?
No. That's a British train. This is one big room.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like
and then all of them are seats face to face.
Yeah.
Like a double seat, and it's basically the two of you have each gotten one seat, and you're facing each other. So it's like this, and the train's moving. We're gonna say, Steve, you got your back to the direction the train's moving, just because that's what I just decided.
Sure.
And then the bottom seats will fold into a bed. And then there's an upper bunk berth that comes down for somebody to sleep, and then curtains come around those for sleeping at night. Not a lot of privacy, but enough.
Sure.
So right now you guys are sitting kind of like you're sitting here at the table, facing each other as the train pulls out with slow jerks and then starts to get the rhythmic movement and the clickety-click of the tracks underneath you.
Is it 10 after 6?
Yes, the train left on time. You notice when the train started moving, he pulled his watch out and clicked. It's a pocket watch, isn't it, Erik? Mm-hmm. Clicked it open and kind of looked at it, kind of nodded, and then just tucked it back away into his vest. Seemed to be satisfied with the time the train left, and it was right on time.
I'll grab my coat, throw it over my lap, dig around in the pocket, flip the coat over, dig around in another pocket.
Okay.
Pull out a piece of beef jerky,
pick
the lid off of it,
yeah.
Start eating it.
Okay.
Andy, are they serving? Do they serve dinner on this, or do they serve a meal on this?
They're not serving a meal till breakfast.
Okay.
It's thought that probably people would eat first.
Right.
Because the train didn't pull out till 6 p.m. And then eventually, every once in a while, you hear the whistle up front blow. The snow's coming down lightly, gently, kind of nice. I mean, it's like zipping by you guys. Mm-hmm. There's a window, and I'm going to say that you're on this side of it. There's the windows here, facing where I am, basically. So the aisleway is to your left, Steve. Okay. And there's porters moving up and down the aisle, making sure people have what they need, just trying to keep everybody happy. There's some crying kids, of course. Just two back and two over and back two from you. One little boy's got his nose. As you look around, one little boy's got his nose right up against the glass. You can see like a smear because it's obviously runny. He's probably like 7 years old. What's that? What's that? His mother's very patiently telling him the things that he's seeing. The daughter is sitting and reading a book. She's probably about 10 or 12. Every time the boy says a word, she rolls her eyes. She's like, "What's that?" You know, very prim proper. Looks like a little family. There's a man sitting with them too. He's got a big handlebar mustache. He's got a newspaper. Looks like the Wall Street Journal. He's pretty much ignoring the children.
Boy's job. I'll just chew on my beef jerky and
yeah, he's eating some
just
beef
kind of
jerky.
just look around.
And you know from your studies that even in a pocket for several months, beef jerky can still be quite edible if it's correctly made.
This may have been in my pocket.
I knew I got some beef jerky.
I always keep beef jerky in my pocket.
That's the only place for beef jerky. Let's see where our time is. Cool.
No time for dinner, sir.
Pardon?
No time for dinner, I take it.
I was under the impression that they weren't going to be serving us a meal on this train.
That's what I meant, sir. I take it you didn't eat earlier.
Right, no time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. You have that additional package in the baggage car, too. I forgot about that. Okay. He doesn't seem too talkative.
Beef jerky?
No, thank you, sir. Headed home for the holidays?
Going to see my mother.
I'm going to see my sister and her husband and their new children. I haven't seen them in a couple of years, actually, and so it's something I'm looking forward to.
I'm taking my dead brother's body home.
Oh, I am very sorry. My condolences to you.
Did your character have glasses, Erik?
He does, actually.
Okay. I kind of pictured him with glasses for some reason.
Of course you do.
No, stop.
Of course you do.
All your characters always have glasses, even your druids. You pass through several cities, heading west.
Do you have the presents like with you, or are they in the baggage thing?
They're probably in the baggage compartment.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I've probably got them in a crate.
However, though, I do have, you see, I have like a black bag.
Oh, yes.
Like a little snapped up black bag. And also, actually, I have a small handled case. Probably about so long.
Those are toilet case.
By so high. No, actually, it's not.
Oh.
Are you some kind of doctor?
Yes, sir. More or less. I recently finished school, and I'm interning at one of the hospitals in Maryland.
Ah.
And yourself?
Sort of in between jobs at the moment.
I see. So a laborer? Or were you a soldier, or?
Work with the army. Hunting Indians out west.
Ah. Well, a respectable job.
Kept me fed.
Several hours passed.
Yeah.
Several uncomfortable hours.
Most of them in quiet discomfort. 9:50 p.m. The train makes a brief stop. Kaiser, West Virginia. Kaiser, West Virginia. Kind of sticks in your mind. Neither one of you have been to the state of West Virginia before. Just as an aside.
It's because my parents weren't related. So.
Oh, they load up some more people at the Kaiser stop, and the train's on the move again by 10:15 p.m.
I'm not sure where they're going to keep all these people.
They would cut back on all the fancy finery. They'd have more room for seats.
Well, they're just trying to make it comfortable for us, sir.
Be comfortable with more seats.
Actually, it's a little after 10 when the train gets on the way. At 10:15, the porters start making their way down the car. They are asking, and they are folding the berths down for sleeping. Checking with each person if they wish to go to sleep. When they come to you guys, what do you tell them? When he very politely says, "We need to bring the berths down for sleeping, gentlemen."
How you do it?
If you could stand up, he kind of gets you out into the. And you've seen him do it down the hallway.
Well, if I've seen him do it down the hallway,
Yeah.
I can figure it out. I appreciate it. When I get sleepy, I'll.
No, sir. We need to put them all down now. We're going to lower the lights in here. If you would like to stay up there, you can go to the drawing room or the dining car or the smoking room.
They serving food in the dining car?
I believe that there is some food being served. Not meals, sir, but I believe they have some hors d'oeuvres and crackers.
They got drinks?
I don't know if they serve drinks in the cars. I'll say yes.
All right.
Depends on how fancy it is.
Pretty fancy.
Oh, well, perhaps I'll join you.
Well, you're going to have to or stay here, sir.
I should have asked your name earlier. I'm sorry.
The porter's starting to click down the seats, come down, and he pulls the
True
berth
ass
down.
dog. Come on, Holly.
And then he starts working on pulling the curtains in so it'll be relatively closed.
My name is Jacob.
Robert.
Oh, it's quite a grip, sir. Robert, it's good to meet you.
Apologize.
No, I just have to be careful with my hands,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Your livelihood. I understand. Well, yeah, I think I will head back to the dining car.
Actually, it's going to be up to the dining car. It's forward of you guys.
Whatever. Sorry.
Well, I'm facing this way, so to me it's back.
Fine. Head back to the dining car.
I will head to the dining
And the
car.
porter's continue working his way down, and he's helping people to get their berths set up. And
See what they have for
You're going with them?
hors d'oeuvres.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You guys make your way forward, crossing. There's little metal gates that protect you when you cross from car to car. Little steps, and you get to the dining car. There's a few other people there, not a whole lot of people. They do have some alcohol. There's no beer or anything like that, but they've got whiskey and bourbon and that kind of stuff. And they do have little snacky kinds of food and peanuts and stuff that's easy to travel. It's not going to fill you up. Well, but just little snacky kind of stuff, and it's real cheap.
I'll order a small stifter of brandy.
Okay. Yeah, they got some brandy. What are you getting, Steve?
Whiskey.
Okay. It's a rocks glass but it's empty, and he pours it and asks if you want ice in there.
No, double, please.
Okay. He fills it up for them.
Thank you.
And then he goes back to bartending. It's before Prohibition. Oh, yay!
Yay!
But it's coming. How long do you guys intend to kind of just hang out in the dining car and have a few drinks and socialize with each other? And you can roleplay if you want.
Until I get full, eating all this little snacky crap I got sitting around in bowls or whatever.
Yeah, it's Do
you have your?
Yes. Not always. Most of the time, I have one or the other.
I don't know where ours is. We got one here somewhere.
What'd you get this time? Did you grab it at random?
Summer ale. Yes, I just reached in and grabbed
Is that?
it.
I think I had some summer ale when my relatives
Very
were
good.
I will say I've tried their Sam Adams.
Oh, that's tasty.
Gosh, what was it? It was.
No, don't put it there.
Right from
Like
the camera.
refreshing.
It's right in the middle of my camera.
It was their.
Oh, now you're jiggling my camera.
Was their Autumn?
Bastard.
I guess it was their Autumn Ale.
Autumn?
No, I'm sorry. It was their Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Really good. Really good.
There's probably one in there.
Andy
Probably one in
actually.
there.
Andy actually, as
No.
soon as.
Oh, there's not?
This is summer selection.
This is the summer selection. Yeah, I was going to say. As soon as we get whoever gets what first, or if we roughly get it at the same time, but whoever.
It's not like ordering food. It's like asking for peanuts, and they give you a little bit of peanuts.
Once we both get, well, no, I meant like the drinks.
Oh yeah,
It's like once we both ordered our drinks, and whoever gets it last order, when we both have it, before, like if I get it first and I'm waiting on him, like before he can take a drink, whatever, kind of like, to your brother, sir.
Thank you kindly.
It's pretty good whiskey. Very smooth. The brandy is excellent too.
If you don't mind me asking, what did your brother die of?
Consumption.
A terrible disorder, which we have yet to eliminate. But it is treatable.
Really?
I think.
I don't know. Look it up. Now retro in the correct answer.
Okay.
Either you say that or you said no.
Yeah.
Or too bad it's not treatable.
Right.
I'm sure
Well,
Wikipedia will.
There are some. Actually, isn't that what Doc Holliday had?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and he died of it.
There
But
are
that was in
some-
the 1860s.
I know I'm gonna
think.
get the word wrong. Gosh, there are some. Is it sanitariums?
Sanitarium.
There are some sanitariums out west which have shown some success.
Oh, I can't connect to that.
I wouldn't really know much about that.
Well, I just assumed with you being somewhat of a travel man out in the west, maybe you had heard of them.
Oops, sorry.
I tend to stick off the beaten path, as it were.
I see. Have you lived at all with the Red Man?
I've coexisted with the Red Man.
No, I know you said that you hunted them. I guess hunted them for the army somewhat. So I figured that you understood them, a bit.
A little. I mean, I suppose many of the things that I've learned came from them, but
Are they truly as savage as men say?
well, I suppose it depends on what men. Some of them can be quite savage, but only for reason. They're not savages for the sake of being savages.
Well, surely they're not as cultured as we are. We Christian folk.
Well, no, sir. I would agree with you there. However, they don't often do the horrible things to each other that we have done to them.
But surely they scalp, as we've heard.
They do, but that's just their way.
More uncomfortable silence follows.
I guess I'll kind of just maybe stand around and watch him eat a lot of hors d'oeuvres.
No, you guys. There's like little tables and seats where you guys are sitting.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's what I assume. There's not a whole lot of people here. A lot of people have already gone to the bunk. How late do you guys want to stay in here? You can get filled up in half an hour.
About half an hour then.
Okay.
Robert, please tell me. I mean, this is just one of these things.
Yeah,
Robert, tell me. You don't have to roleplay this out necessarily, but it's like, Robert, tell me of some of your adventures out in the wilderness, though.
Adventures.
How long have we got?
We have most of the evening, I suppose. If you'd care to join me in the smoking car,
Smoking room.
the smoking room.
That'll actually be back in your car. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
it's little rooms at either end.
I thought it was like a whole car for smoking.
Yeah, just for you.
All right.
So
And either or of you can have a flask of whatever kind of alcohol your character likes if you want. That's up
Probably
to you.
not.
Okay. Okay. You go back to the smoking
have a
room.
pipe. You do have a small pipe that
Okay.
I smoke.
Does your character actually smoke at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, the engines smoke a lot of pipes.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yes, of course. Smoke 'em the peace pipe, yes?
Absolutely.
Um,
They do it to see visions. Travel the spirit path, they call it.
Hogwash. Spirit path.
You're discussing
know.
this, enjoying your enjoying a conversation with each other. I mean, it gives you something to do. When a piercing scream, filled with horror, echoes through the car. It sounds like a woman.
What the devil?
Straight to my feet.
Okay. There's a sliding door that leads into this. You two are the only ones who are in the smoking room. It's relatively small. There's a sliding door that opens that you can look out into the main part of the car. As you both rush out, and you've been in here talking for about half an hour or so. You see a young woman in her bedclothes is sprawled on the aisle floor, shrieking as she stares horrified at the berth beside her. So she's looking at the lower berth. The curtains of that bunk have been thrown back, and a man lies thrashing within, flailing wildly as if to ward off some demonic madman. He falls out of the bunk, yet no assailant follows him. Just a simple pocket knife, surrounded by an eerie blue glow. The knife rises into the air before your eyes and plunges deep into the man's back. The woman continues to scream horribly as blood seeps onto her bedclothes. A soft gurgling noise escapes the man's mouth as he begins to slump lifeless. You hear that. But then the man jerks up and staggers to his feet. Stiffly, the man reaches under his bunk and produces a large box with a handle. Like some hideous automaton, he smashes the box against the floor, causing small pieces of delicate machinery to fly out of the ruined box. After mindlessly crashing the box down on the floor a few more times, the man gives a slight cough and collapses, face first, on the cabin floor. Only this time, he does not stir again. And this happened over the course of like 10 seconds.
My God.
Holy Lord.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Run straight over towards the woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take charge of the girl, and I'll run over to the.
Well, he did. He ran right
Yeah,
to
that's
the
fine.
woman.
Okay, if he beats me there, I don't say that. But I'm gonna run
She
over,
is
I'm gonna run over to
crying
the
and
man.
seems hysterical.
And the first thing I do is run over to the man and
Yeah, he's dead.
checking him out. Obviously,
It went right in the center of the back. You're guessing
Yeah.
it probably pierced his heart immediately, and he expired very quickly.
apparently not quickly.
Well, yeah, that shouldn't have happened. You don't think? You thought you heard the death rattle in his throat, and yet he still stood up and smashed this box, whatever is lying in pieces on the floor. And she's crying and just kind of hysterical.
I'll try to at least, turn her away from it or anything like that. Maybe just kind of hide her face as best I can.
People are peeking their heads out from all the curtains. Because as soon as the screaming started, actually, you guys, when you ran out, you saw a lot of people looking out of the curtains already because they're reacting just like you did. What's going on? Another man comes from behind you, towards the front of the train. He has a handlebar mustache and a nice black suit. He moves towards where you're over the body, where you're examining it, and he leans forward, and he goes, "What happened here?"
This fella here just fell out of his bunk. And he's chased by a knife.
Sorry. He was what do you mean he was chased by a knife?
Well, ask him.
Sir?
He saw it.
What did you see, sir?
Honestly, sir, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would not have believed it.
What was it? What did you see?
The knife did fly from the berth after him and struck him in the back.
Someone threw a knife at him.
No, sir. It seemed to float in midair and fly towards him. As he ran.
Very suspicious sounding. Very suspicious sounding. Very suspicious sounding. What about you, young lady? What did you see? Did you see something?
She's the one that screamed, sir.
It was horrible. It was awful. I've been talking. Whoops. I was sitting in the seat opposite Mr. Hammond and talking to him earlier this evening, and he was talking to me. He's a trained telegrapher, and he was telling me about his profession. And I'm traveling with my sister Elaine and their cousin. They're sitting. She kind of points across the aisle, and there's some people who are looking out. And they look, and the one girl's climbing down from the upper bunk and heading over that way. I had the top bunk, and I fell out of it. Well, he was thrashing around underneath, and I was trying to see what it was. And then the knife came out of nowhere. And it was awful. It was horrible. It looked like he was struggling with somebody. But there was nobody there. There was just nobody there.
All right, miss. All right,
yeah,
miss. You said this your
her
sister.
sister.
You go to your
Yeah,
sister.
her sister's trying to comfort her, too.
I'll actually try to snatch up. I'll stand up and kind of snatch a blanket off of. I guess if he was on the lower bunk, I'll try to snatch a blanket off of the lower bunk. Lower bunk, and I'll go ahead and just kind of like
cover him up. Okay.
Yeah. I should roll him over on his side, just so the dagger's not like sticking up or not sticking down. And I'll just kind of
it's a knife.
I'll
Just a knife.
Okay, and I'll just throw the blanket over him.
Well, I'm a trained spotter, and I'll get to the bottom of this, and I'll investigate this. I'll investigate this right now. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Sir, perhaps someone should fetch one of the porters.
Yes. Well, very well. Go fetch a porter. I need to ask questions of these people and see what they saw. You, sir, what did you see? Wait. And where were you when all this happened? When it began?
Sir, we need to fetch a porter. We need to get this man out of here.
He's dead.
But the rest of the people here are not.
I will ask my questions first, sir. I will ask my questions first.
We were in the smoking car.
You were in the you were in the smoking room. Yes.
Yes.
What were you doing in there?
Talking.
Very well. I noticed you have a knife on your belt, sir.
I still have the knife on my belt. It's not in the man's back.
Very good. Do you have a knife, sir?
Well, yes, sir, I do actually, but it's not on me. It's in my bag.
A knife in your bag. Could you see if it's still there? Perhaps that's the murder weapon. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. He seems a little incompetent, you guys.
I'll pull the blanket
Let's
back.
see him.
Yeah, I'll pull the blanket back and just look at it. Does it look like my knife?
No. You have scalpels and stuff.
Well, no, I mean actually,
and it looks
purchased a knife as well, so I did carry a knife.
No. It looks like a table knife almost, like a steak knife.
Right.
Nothing like the knife of yours.
I don't have time for this. I need to fetch a porter.
Is it your knife, sir?
No, it is not, sir.
Well, yes. Can you show me your knife then?
God.
You go and you get it, and you
I'm gonna walk back, open up my bag.
Yeah, it's there. Everything's there.
I'll rummage in there, and hopefully it is there, and I'll pull it out.
You pull it out and it says,
it's a pocket knife, whatever that size knife is.
It's pretty small.
I assume it's like a regular knife.
Very good,
dagger.
Sir. I must ask these other people some questions. And he starts going through the same thing, asking where everybody was when they when this happened, what they saw. And it's getting the same answers pretty much from everybody. Some didn't see the knife hit the man because of their point of view.
Right.
Yeah, and vantage point, yes. And others saw it. Others aren't saying. They say it was very strange. I'm not sure what I saw. Well, try to describe it. No, he must have fallen on his knife somehow. I don't know. People are not willing to commit because it sounds kind of crazy to say a knife basically moved out and stabbed him. But he continues to ask questions.
I don't know if you call them porters or not. I'm trying to find someone like on the train.
Yeah, porters, conductors, that kind of person. You can find some people.
A conductor or whatever, and let them know that they need to get some money. I need to get one person to help me move the body, and we need to find someone in charge.
Okay, they're going to start. The conductor would be who you would talk to. And one of the porters says he'll go get him, and another one says he will get some people to help move the body out of the car.
We might want to take it to one of the baggage cars.
And they do. They're going to take it to the baggage car up front. A couple men come in. They make sure the body stays wrapped up in the sheet.
Yes.
The detective, or whatever he is, the train spotter, tells them to make sure not to touch anything and not dislodge the knife, just in case it's important. You don't see any point of not dislodging the knife or removing it, except that it'll cause a little more. He's dead. He's not going to bleed out much more than he is.
I don't know that there's any need for me to do this, but I guess I'll travel with them just to see.
Okay, you can go and kind of
see where they put the body.
They're putting it in one corner of the baggage room.
And also just to see that they treat the body respectfully.
Yeah, they are.
I know that, but I'm just saying, I guess I'm going to go with them.
It's a couple pretty good-sized porters. They're pretty big guys.
I'm going to go with them, too.
The conductor has come back, and you hear them. You're going with the body?
I'm going with them to the baggage car.
Oh, okay.
Because as soon as I get there, I'm going to get my pistol out of my backpack, load it, and put it in my pocket.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
Do you have your coat on? You still wearing your coat? Your heavy coat? It's going to stick out of the pants pocket.
Yeah, it would stick out of my
So keep that in mind. And this dude seems to be pretty incompetent at what he's trying to do. So he might actually take offense at you bringing a gun back. That might be proof to him that you must be the murderer because you carry weapons.
You know what?
That's kind of the thought that zips through your head.
Actually, this guy's an idiot. I'm going to go ahead and strap my gun on. I'm going to put my gun
the gun
on.
belt. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And come back.
When you two return about 10 minutes later, you hear the conductor's there. The train spotter. Did he give you his name? Did he say his name?
I don't believe he did.
Okay. He is discussing with you hear him talking to the conductor, and he's advising the conductor that they should stop the train in Grafton, which is the next stop, so they can take on a new telegrapher. The conductor's looking at his watch and checking some kind of a schedule, and you hear him saying that that should be about 12:10 a.m. in a little less than about 45 minutes. Actually, at this point, it's a little more than half an hour. And the train spotter seems content at that. Yes, very good. We need to know what happened. I will continue my questions. And the conductor's like, yes, very well, Mr. Lisi. You there, child. What did you see? Come here.
Where's the girl in all of this? Is she?
Her sister's got it.
Yeah. You saw the bunk that they pointed to. Right now, the curtains are open on that, and she's up in the top bunk with her sister. Who did I say they were with? Traveling with sister Elaine and their cousin, Alvin Stevens.
I'll go speak to her.
Right. So Elise was with the telegrapher
what's
over
her
here.
Name? Well, actually, we haven't heard.
You guys haven't heard any of their
I'll
names. You heard Mr. Hammond is what she called the telegrapher.
Okay.
But other than that, she didn't give her name. He didn't even ask her name. He didn't ask you guys' names either. So he just wanted to know where you were, what's going on.
Well, I'm gonna go speak to the girl. Oh, actually, before we do that, though, I'm like, that's a bit bold. What you think?
I'm not getting stabbed by some blue glowing knife.
Oh yeah, you've got the gun on now.
I'm sure there will be an explanation for this.
I'm sure there will be. In the meantime, I'm not getting stabbed by some blue glowing knife.
Very well.
Somebody was murdered right here in front of us.
Yes, something peculiar.
That's not going to happen to me. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna go try to find the girl. There.
Yeah, you can see where she's sitting in the other bunk right now.
So I'll go over there.
Okay.
Excuse me, my dear.
She seems to have calmed down. There's still blood on her night dress.
Right. Excuse me, my dear.
Yes.
May I ask your name?
Elise Stevens. Her sister's looking at you somewhat suspiciously.
Elise, were you just bunking with Mr. Hammond, I believe you said?
No. For goodness sakes, no. I was on the bottom bunk. He had I was on the top bunk. He had the bottom
bunk. Were you
bunk.
sharing a berth with?
Yes, we were talking. He was telling me he's the telegrapher for the line. And then he had his telegraph box with him. He seemed a very pleasant fellow, and we had a nice conversation.
Rob, do you think you could flush the telegraph box before that fool gets a hold of it?
Oh, dude, it's smashed to pieces. Your guess is that's what's on the floor there. It's all busted up.
Okay, I'm not going to get in any trouble by that idiot.
No.
All right.
I'll go grab it, just start scooping up all the broken parts into what's left of the box, and I'll bring it to him.
Did you
it's in pieces.
Did you know Mr. Hammond very well, or had you just met him on the
No, we just met on the train ride. He seemed a very nice gentleman. He had the seat across from me, and so we struck up a conversation. And he told me about his that he uses a special box in order to hook into the telegraph wire. He said it runs along the route of the train.
Indeed, it does.
Well, my name, sir, is Jeffrey Lacey, and I'm the train spotter on this train, and I can ask any questions I want.
Oh, you hear that further down?
Yeah, that's coming from further down.
Yeah. At least, where are you from?
She's from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Actually, she's going home for the holidays.
With
my cousin and my cousin Alvin, and this is my sister Elaine. Alvin gives you a nod. He's also kind of keeping an eye on you, but you're dressed very respectfully. So,
yeah. Indeed, I'm from Philadelphia.
If it was him talking to her, he'd probably be like, "Just move along."
Indeed, my family, we are from Philadelphia as well.
Oh, really? And she starts making some small talk about Philadelphia. She still seems pretty shook up.
And I'll tell her, but I mean, I'll give her like we're from Philadelphia as well, and I'll tell her like the street or the suburb, however we go, like where we live.
She knows that place.
So
she knows. And you start having a conversation about like local things that you guys both recognize.
Well, just real briefly, I just want to make her comfortable to know that I'm not BSing her, that I really am from Philadelphia, and then I live,
She has a nice conversation. She finds out what high school or what schools you went to, like for preparatory school and all that. And it's not the same as hers.
No, it probably was not.
No.
Mine are not that impressive. I don't know if she is or not, but
no, you guys weren't rivals or anything like that.
Gosh, I feel stupid because I got wrapped up in the role playing and I forgot kind of some of the questions I wanted.
Well,
to
that's
ask
what you end up doing. You make a nice small talk with her, and this lasts for about maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's been about 20 minutes since this all started in that dolt Lacey. He's still questioning the other passengers, and suddenly, though, in mid-sentence, he lets out a little yelp, almost a squeal. Ah! Sparks and flashes of blue seem to leap from his jacket and hover in front of him.
Here we go.
And then you see what has happened. Here we go. Some unseen force has pulled Lacey's own gun from under his jacket and is now pointing it at Lacey's head. He stands stock still, white as a sheet. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Pull my gun out.
Visibly trembling as a drop of sweat works its way down his nose. What do you do? Quick.
Wow, I know exactly what I want.
There's a gun pointing right at him.
What I want to do.
Let it shoot him.
No, I'm gonna. I mean, I don't know how far away he is. But I'm going to.
Where did you go, Steve? While Erik was having this conversation. Okay, so you guys are all kind of together. These trains aren't super. These cars aren't terribly long. So Lacey's maybe 5 or 10 feet from you guys. Towards the back, train starts at the front, so it works its way back, asking questions.
I'm gonna try to dash right for that gun.
Okay, you can do that. I need a successful strength check from you.
Oh.
Strength or less on a D20.
Sure.
There it is. It's like this.
Yeah. This will not succeed. Actually, if I roll like I normally roll, though, I'll like critical succeed. But if I roll how I should roll, which is need to succeed, then I'll fail. But
just roll high.
What
did you get?
Natural 20.
Natural 20? Really?
Yeah.
No, he wanted to roll low. It's a strength check.
That's what I told you.
He wanted to roll.
That's what I told you. If I roll like I normally roll when I'm playing D&D like with last night, and I wanted to hit.
You rolled a natural
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now that I needed to do something, oh yeah, of course.
Okay. You run to grab the gun out of the air.
Yeah.
You miss. You crash into Lacey.
And the gun shoots me in the head.
Carrying you both to the floor.
Oh, okay.
The gun's still floating there, Steve. What do you want to do? And you have a gun in your hand. Did you say you drew your weapon?
Yes, I pulled my gun out.
So
what's
it's just floating in the air, and it starts to kind of aim downward towards the two of them, apparently.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the gun.
Okay, and again, I will need a strength check.
Nope.
Okay. The gun goes off.
So was a strength check to grab it and move it, or to grab it? I mean, did I
grab it and
move
move
it? Grab it?
That's gonna look really bad.
Let me tell you what I would like to do.
Okay, why don't you tell me that first?
Okay. All right. Is it a double action or a single action pistol?
Single action pistol.
So I assume that in order for it to fire, it's got to be cocked.
Yeah, and it was cocked.
I want to grab it like this.
Or
so
you're gonna try to stop it.
Yes, I've got the other gun in my right hand, but I want to grab the hammer. I want to grab it by the hammer if I can.
Okay.
So if it goes off, it's either going to click on my finger, or maybe I can just keep the hammer pulled back so that it can't actually go off.
Oh,
knowing what I know about guns and all.
So it, it comes down on your finger. Yeah, but it didn't have far to go. I mean, that pinches, but that's about it. Yeah. It's not going to snap the finger. And the gun, there's like an eerie chill. It feels like ice. Yeah, and you grabbed it with the left hand. Wait, like this?
Yes, yes, I got it with my left hand. It hurts.
It
is.
And then, but you don't feel any. You don't feel any kind of resistance or anything at all. And it's heavy in your hand. I'm assuming you're trying to push it down. And so when you did grab it, it goes right down. It did click.
Actually, Andy, the moment it does, like, seriously, it's like, this is just...
Where you just kind of hit the ground and
I guess being that I missed the gun and I kind of ran into this guy, I mean, I guess I look up as his gun kind of lowers, and it's like, I kind of flinch, and click, and then I hear, you know.
That's exactly what happens.
And then if there's no resistance, Andy, then what I want to do...
No, there's none, because actually it's like, you know, it's a gun in your hands, and it goes down, you know, like, all of a sudden there's weight that you...
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you grabbed it expecting to
resistance of some kind, and then
there was a click, and it snapped on against your pinky and hurt, and then there was just dead weight.
Okay, I'm gonna holster.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna holster mine and put the loop over the trigger.
Okay.
So that it can't come out of
my
holster easily.
Over the back, you mean?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, some of them have like a little phone that you flip over the trigger.
At this point, everybody in the car is standing. People are hysterical. Okay, they're like, "What is going on?" You know how people get when all of a sudden, this was just excessively strange. Ladies are screaming and wailing. A few of the men are like, "What is going on? We've got to stop the train. We've got to get out of here." You know, some people are panicking. A few people aren't. The children that you've seen, some are crying. That one little girl, she's just like. She doesn't seem to be fazed by any of this. She seems more annoyed at the whole situation. But she still looks kind of nervous. She's looking around like, what else is going to happen now?
People are in a big old panic.
Huh?
People are in a big old panic.
Yes. People are hysterically panicking.
Okay, Andy.
And it's loud in here.
I'm going to take the gun.
Now, the gun's down by your side.
Oh! Fired into the roof.
Wow.
Everybody shut up!
That's not going to really... Come on, that makes it worse. 10 times worse.
No, if a gunshot will go off, people will be like, oh! They'll stop for 1 second. Just long enough for me to say, this didn't help it.
That didn't help either! People, the noise level starts to rise again. You're on top of Lacey. He's like gibbering. Like, I tried to kill him. Oh my god, it's gonna get me. It tried to get me.
Lacey.
I'm not all right. I'm not all right. I'm not. He seems like he's hysterical too, but he's like this quiet, subdued hysterical. Like he doesn't want it to spread, but at the same time, he seems very out of sorts.
Then I'm going to try this, just because of the time period and everything else. Yes.
Are you really?
Seriously, just be like, I mean, not like...
Pull yourself together, man!
Like, exactly like, pull yourself together, man!
I'm trying. Who's there? No one there. He grabs your lapel. There was no one there.
Andy.
There was no one there. There was no one there.
Mr. Lucy, I know. I know. Let go of my coat.
Andy.
Okay.
Next step is
gonna empty her? Yeah.
I'm gonna empty this gun out.
There's five bullets.
Yeah,
there's only one bullet in it. No, just kidding.
I was lucky.
No.
Once I emptied out,
there's 5 bullets left, and there's an empty shell. Lucy's in no condition to take it. You can recognize this, right? He's just starting to get up, but he's like he's shaking. He is just in a panic. You saw him, yeah. Okay. Then he hands you the bullets. You saw him.
Just put them in my pocket. Okay. I'll just hold on to this.
And you're wearing a suit still, so that can go in your suit pocket if you want.
Kind of, but it's
heavy. It's gonna be oily too.
I'm just gonna help Lucy up.
Okay. Yeah, he's
find
he's
a
just
seat for him or something.
Okay. You could probably stick him in your berth.
That's
for
fine.
now.
Just that's good.
Just
sit
him down in there, and he could lean against the back of the seat. He sits on the edge of it, and he's just kind of down. He's just like. He's going to be useless. His investigation, you think, is over, pretty much.
Is there a conductor or a porter or anybody?
Does anybody come running?
Yeah. Well, the conductor eventually comes, and he comes and he peeks around the corner.
Was there a porter in here before the conductor?
What was there done? There was, and he was one of the hysterical ones too.
Oh, was he?
He wasn't yelling like, "What's going on?" He was like, "We all just need to calm down. We all just need to calm down."
I'm gonna
he was not helping calm anybody down. 50 minutes. Hold on.